In today's video, I'm going to be going over my newest lip balm, which is Red Raspberry Lip Balm. I'm also going to be telling you about my new face tallow, which is Tallow and Jojoba Face, which is a frankincense infusion. I'm also going to be playing some clips from some makeup and skincare films, and I'm also going to be sharing some of the stuff that I have switched to make my house less toxic.
What you're looking at right here is extremely high-end makeup. Some Sephora stuff that you guys are always putting on your face. Chemical sludge. This is how it's made. You guys have no idea what it's doing to your body. I want you to listen to this video right here.
One of the biggest cosmetic brands, designer cosmetic brands in the world, their ex-formulator had contacted us. He said, quote unquote, "The cosmetic industry is destroying women's cells." C-E-L-L-S, cells. And I said to him, "Why don't you say something?" He said, "I can't."
This cosmetics issue is even bigger than the tobacco industry because we're talking about thousands of different chemicals.
The same chemicals being dumped and running through the rivers that are toxic are running through our blood.
For some of these chemicals, millions of children will be harmed before we actually decide whether it's toxic or not.
Skincare, hair, feminine care products have been associated with reproductive problems. Ovarian cancer, preterm birth, mercury poisoning,
Population control.
disruption.
Every morning, millions begin a familiar ritual. We stand before a mirror, surrounded by colourful bottles and jars. This daily routine is more than just a habit, it's a moment of self-care. We trust these products to make us feel good and enhance our natural features. The beauty industry sells us dreams in beautifully designed packaging. We see advertisements featuring radiant models, anti-aging, brightening, smoothing. These words call out to us, offering solutions. We believe that the items we apply to our skin and hair are safe to use. What if the very products we rely on are hiding a dark secret? It rarely encourages us to look closer, to question what we are actually putting on our bodies. Let's look at the ingredients list, often printed in tiny font with complex names like paraben, phthalate, and formaldehyde. To the average person, these names are meaningless. The beauty industry is largely self-regulated, and laws haven't been updated in decades. Thousands of chemicals have never been properly tested for long-term health effects. These chemicals can be absorbed through our skin and enter our bloodstream, potentially causing health problems. This documentary asks, what is really in our products? It's time to go beyond the surface and demand transparency.
I also just wanted to touch base on the products that call themselves clean products and like they're paraben free and all this stuff. If you really take the time to look at their ingredients, which they always seem to hide on their website, you have to actually get to the tab and see the ingredients. They tell you these whole ingredients, but then they're just a lie. It's really hard. You can't mass produce without using preservatives. Preservatives cause inflammation. They're directly targeted at your gut and everywhere in your body to cause inflammation. So I just want people to understand that even clean brands, I actually just researched a brand called Clean, which I'll get into in another video. You know, there's just so much stuff that I could cover, but I just wanted to touch base on that as well. Okay, so that second clip comes from a film called Toxic Beauty, and that is, a lot of that has to do with baby powder as well. So, you know, when people talk to me about Vaseline intensive care, you know, like, oh, I've been using it forever. So the thing is that these toxins just keep building up over time. And, you know, did anybody ever think that baby powder was a carcinogen? Not really, but women were putting it in their underwear all over the place. So that film, again, is called Toxic Beauty. You can look up any of these. I have 4 more. One of them is called Not So Pretty. Another one is called The Human Experiment. Another one is called Overload. And the last one is called The Story of Cosmetics. And I really didn't even have to see these. I had already stopped using everything with scent in it. And I stopped wearing makeup when I moved to Vail and started snowboarding. You know, I think I looked healthy because I was outside working out all the time. And so it wasn't something that I was concerned with. And plus, you know, I was in high school in the late 80s, early 90s. So, you know, I had already used my fair share of makeup and hairspray, and I just really wasn't that into it. And truthfully, I really was never into any kind of skincare at all. I never put lotion on, so I guess I kind of just lucked out with that. But in this video, I'm just going to go over really quick about my new Tallow and Jojoba Face. I'm also going to go over my new Red Raspberry Lip Balm. And so let's just start with the Red Raspberry Lip Balm. So this is a 0.3 ounce. So just so people have an idea, this is like what a regular, tube looks like that you would get at the store. So this is 0.1, this is 0.3. And then this is 1 ounce. And the thing is that the red raspberry seed oil, this is the red raspberry seed oil I used. It's really, really great. I talked to the vendors myself. They're amazing people. It's actually one of the smallest operations there is still around. And this is my tallow that I use, whole herbal infused. And I think I've showed in previous videos what the suet looks like when I get it raw. And then I do render it myself, and I do a dry render, and I do a whole herbal infusion. So my Red Raspberry Lip Balm, Red Raspberry Lip Balm is like one of the highest end oils that you can use. So that's why I did name it Red Raspberry Lip Balm. And actually the vendor told me that there's these really high end skincare lines that, they'll say that they have red raspberry seed oil in it, and they'll put like 1 dropper full in an entire vat just to say that it has red raspberry in it. But, I named it after this. Red raspberry seed oil is one of the highest SPFs you can get. So this lip balm is like a natural SPF, because tallow is also natural SPF, so is beeswax, so is coconut oil. And so that's what's in this. So this is the red raspberry seed oil. It's my tallow that's infused with calendula, dandelion, and chickweed. And those 3 herbs right there really help with UVA and UVB protection, but also to regenerate from if you've had exposure. And then it's also coconut oil, there is shea butter, and then I do get local beeswax. So yeah, then there's these 2 sizes of that. So then next, this one's empty actually, because I just sold my last large jar yesterday, but I can just make some more. So this is my new Jojoba Face. It comes in 3 sizes. The 1.5, this is 5, and this is 9 ounces. So this I use I take the jojoba oil, which again is organic, cold pressed. It's the best you can get. It is a really expensive oil. And jojoba is it's a lighter oil than the castor oil. So I still do have my original face tallow. I have so many ladies that really do like that. So it's a little bit thicker, whereas this one just came out a little bit thinner, which I love. And then again, I bought this mortar and pestle. This is what I use for this. And these are the frankincense tears. And this is what frankincense tears look like. So this is not essential oil. So I know anybody who knows me, I'm actually reading the book Essentially Deadly here's the book Essentially Deadly. I'm reading this by chapter. I sound like a total fool at stages. I actually had to use an app to pronounce some of the words, because sometimes words are used multiple times and I just can't figure out how to say them. So I've used an app to show me how to say some of the words in this, because, all these chemical compounds. But April does also sell the Audible. So feel free to listen to mine. I've been adding it. I did just add the endocrine and reproductive system, which is the longest chapter. And, but once I read chapter 1 and figured out what was really in them, I was horrified. And like I said, because I had used a lot of it just mostly in a diffuser, but my original products did also have essential oil in them. And then I stopped cold turkey as soon as I found out that April wrote the book. So she does sell the Audible as well as the paperback, but it's something that I really encourage. Like, I would share this book around with people. It's just, I keep it. I'm reading it right now, but also because I put it at every event I'm in, just so people can see it. But the thing is that I don't know how anyone could keep using essential oils after reading this. But the thing you have to understand is that essential oil and fragrance are so intermingled, and they're really all toxics. There's almost no way that you can get a fragrance in something without toxic. Vanilla is an exception. You can use real vanilla bean, which is amazing. Or also, obviously, you can use whole herbal infusion like I do. And then, when it comes to my house, I just use, I just get Palo Santo. I burn Palo Santo. You can also like boil orange peels. But really, I just don't miss it that much. And I actually have the products. I just wanted to show in this video. I keep talking about it. So I'm trying to just put a whole bunch of stuff in this video and do it kind of quickly so people stay engaged. This is my lip balm. This is my Red Raspberry Lip Balm. And, I've been using this for like 3 months. I use it every single day. It a little bit just goes such a long way. And then also this is my new Tallow and Jojoba, this here. And it's just, everybody knows my other one. It is so creamy. It really is. And the littlest bit goes such a long way. And, back in the day when I was waiting tables and living in Vail, I definitely would have bought this one. These ones are a little bit more expensive just because the frankincense and the jojoba oil are a lot more high end than the castor oil. And so this one is 25, this is 65, and this one is 110. And my lip balm, this is 15 and this is 22. So there's no toxins in these. These are like the best that you can be doing. And also I'm doing the calendula, chickweed, and dandelion infusion in this as well. So you're getting that on your face. And for me, the reason why I call these face is because, my main product is magnesium butter. And I just do not put anything else on my body unless it has magnesium in it. Magnesium chloride is a form of salt. It is really good for your skin. I just don't really think we need it on our face because, it could dry it out a bit. I think maybe if you're older, I do have some people that have used it and not had a problem, but I just, it's not something that I've thought of putting on your face. But frankincense, real frankincense, not frankincense essential oils, has just so many amazing benefits for your skin. It's, it's anti-aging, it's tightening, it's a antifungal. It just has so many amazing properties. I know people have probably heard about the amazing properties of frankincense. Unfortunately, it's probably because they've been hearing about essential oil. And I get it. I know that it is just one of the biggest scams out there because essential oil is completely linked with fragrance. So the thing about fragrance is that when I read April's book, by the end of the book, you understand how interlinked fragrance is. And there's really no regulatory agency over it. There are so many toxic chemicals in our skincare. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And then at the end of this video, after I show you just some of the products that I use, I just kind of want to go through those really quick in case anybody's looking into just trying to get rid of their fragrant products in their house. It wasn't that hard. And maybe for like a week, I kind of missed it. But after that, I do not miss it anymore. And, my favorite fragrance is fresh air, truthfully. And so it really wasn't that hard for me to let go of. And you really just get used to it. So yeah, you'll just learn that fragrance it's just so toxic, and there's just and we're just so brainwashed in the United States. And, most of the recipes that I see from around the world, they don't use essential oils. They are used a little bit in Europe, but not on a large scale. But it is mostly the Western countries that they're pushed in. And it is $1 billion corporation owned by, corporate America or corporate whatever, whoever they are, corporate globalists. And the last video I have, I'm not even going to make any commentary after it. It's a clip of Sandra Bullock on the Ellen show, and she talks about a skincare routine that she uses. And it really makes you wonder, if babies are born perfect and whole, why is it that we're circumcising boys? I lived in Norway for a little bit. I had a friend there named Anita, and she had a little boy, and I don't remember how we started talking about it, but she told me that, kids are not circumcised in Norway. Boys aren't. And, why is it there's entire countries where kids are not circumcised? They seem to grow up just healthy and fine. And then you see this video clip. I'm telling you, it enrages me so much. That's why I can't even make a comment after it. And then Sandra Bullock is like laughing about it. These people are absolute monsters. They are no one to look up to. They are just complete false idols. Same with like sports figures or any of these people. You know, these people get millions of dollars to play with balls. And I love sports so much. Like sports and music are just, you know, I've just love them so much. But when you really find out what's going on behind the scenes, it is pretty disturbing. So, you know, this is one of the reasons why I decided to make everything for my skin, is just because I don't really trust what's out there. 99% of the tallows out there, people are just putting essential oils in it because they don't want to take the time to research. Like, to me, in this day and age, if you do not realize the layers of manipulation, which I know that so many of my customers do because I talk to you in person, if you're not able to see these layers of manipulation, you know, and actually do the due diligence of doing major research, I just don't even, you know, I don't have time for that. And there are absolutely stores out there that are doing only whole herb infusions, and they absolutely do know about essential oils. And especially April Graham, her YouTube channel, She Is of the Woods, and she also has, her website is sheisofthewoods.org. And I'm not sponsored by her in any way, but you know, she has like, you know, probably hundreds of thousands of people that follow her. So that is a really good thing to know. And I know that they've all learned from her about essential oils. So it is something that's catching on. And I have found some great stores around the country that do have whole herbal infusions and do know this because I've come across their YouTube channel, but it is so rare. It's just so rare. And it took such a long time for me to even figure out to do the frankincense tears and make the powder and then do the whole herbal infusion. And I should have brought over the jojoba and showed you. So I just basically muddled down the tears into a powder and put it in the bottom of a glass container, and then I pour the jojoba oil over it and I do a cold infusion. And I'm actually trying to do, jojoba is a really unscented oil. Castor oil has a lot more of a scent. So I am trying to see if I can do a frankincense infused castor oil, which no matter what, it's still going to be infused, and then use that in my magnesium butter. But after this tallow face, I'm not going to do any more butters. I just, as one person making everything on my own, I don't have time to do another butter, but I pretty much feel like I've covered everything. I've got the body lotion, I've got 2 fabulous face lotions, and I've got the lip. My deodorant's coming soon. The reason why I was having issues with my deodorant is because once I figured out the jojoba infusion, I decided to try and put the jojoba infusion into my deodorant. So I will have that out soon. And then also I have an amazing DMSO. It's going to be DMSO, aloe, boron, and magnesium. If you don't know about DMSO, oh gosh, I could so use it, IT person, so bad. Yeah, it's just, I have to put out so much information. DMSO is just one of those things it's dimethyl sulfoxide. It's one of those things that's been so buried, and I do follow a channel called Red Flyer Media. She has so much really good information on there. And so I'll definitely link that when I start. I just sent out about 20 bottles of it, one of them to a healer friend, the other 10 to actually Red Flyer Media. Her name's Rebecca. I sent her out some. She's at a homesteading event. And so I sent her some for people to try, because I know a lot of people make stuff and then they just throw it out on their website, but I like for it to be tested by people and see what they think. So I am going to have a DMSO, and then also, so I'll have the deodorant, the DMSO. I'm also making a niacinamide, aloe, possibly DMSO for the face, because they're all just like really, really good things. And you know, niacinamide and hyaluronic acid are things that they put in these high-end skincare lines. You know, these high-end skincare lines that are pushed by these celebrities are just total junk. And they come in these beautiful boxes with all these high-end packaging, and really it's just a box of junk. And, you know, the packet, like, why would you spend the money on packaging like that? I don't even get it. You know, it just doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I spend my money using the highest grade herbs, the highest grade oils, and the highest grade butters that you can get. So here's another product that I only made one small batch of this, but it came out so awesome. And I've had people like really urge me. So this is a natural sun protection. This one has carrot seed oil. It has the red raspberry seed oil. It's phenomenal. It also has tallow, shea, coconut. Anyway, so I am planning on making this, but I'm only going to make one size. This probably will be the most expensive thing I make, just because the oils in this are very expensive. So like I said, it's probably going to come in this. And it was something I was holding off on, but then I was like, I just kept hearing from a couple friends about how much they loved it. I only made one small batch of it, which was 6 jars. And I handed it out to, you know, a few people and shipped it to a couple people. And yeah, and people loved it. So I am going to make this. So this one is like a natural sun protection. I have a friend who actually loves putting it on the ends of her hair. And so, yeah. And okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is, okay, what did I switch out some of my stuff for? Okay, so here's my soap that I use. This is an olive oil. You know what? I don't have any of the packaging left, but I'll put it at the end of the video. I'll take a picture of it from the site that I got it on. I did get it on Amazon. So this is just olive oil and sea salt, and there's no fragrance to it. It's amazing. This is what I use now. It's unscented soap. And then for toothpaste, I have videos about toothpaste. You don't even want to know. Like, yeah, so basically for toothpaste, I just use baking soda, and I use food grade hydrogen peroxide, and I keep it in this and use that. And I also oil pull with coconut oil. I do that like once a week, which if you've never oil pulled, there's lots of videos about it. You know, you can look it up. I actually love it. I've never felt my mouth feel so clean. But yeah, this is what I use for my toothpaste. And for my laundry detergent, I do use the borax, and then I add some of this with it. I don't measure it. You can actually go online. There's lots of women that show you how to make like a big thing of this. So this is totally unscented as well. And then this is what I use as my dish soap now to clean my dishes. I'm pretty sure this is European. So this is what I use for that. And here's another option. I mean, this can be used for so much stuff. People use this as shampoo, hand soap, house cleaner, body wash, dish soap. You can use this for tons of different stuff. And I think that's it as far as my household stuff. And yeah, so here is this last clip. I mean, seriously, this just enrages me. These people are just absolute fools. They are total monsters. And, you know, also I got into climbing videos, like mountain climbers, like rock climbers, and Magnus, he's this famous Norwegian climber, and he actually interviewed Brian Johnson, who's like a tech bro psycho. I can't remember what he developed, something with Elon, but you know, he was injecting his son's blood. He's like totally infatuated with just staying young. And you know, the kind of things these people use, it's like, I don't even understand who these people are, how they even think that this is normal. Okay, this is the hand and body soap. So this is what I use to just like wash my hands, and I use in the shower. Okay, there was just a couple things that I did forget to mention. So first, I just thought I'd show you. This is the jojoba. This is the frankincense tears right here, muddled. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. And this, it just infuses the oil. So that's what that looks like. And then I also forgot, this is the shampoo that I've been using that's unscented. And I've been really liking it. It's called Organic Jaguar. I did get it on Amazon. I do try to use things other than Amazon, but sometimes I can only find it on there. And yeah, that's just the way it is. And then also I did find this Green People. The tariff on this is like double the price. So if you're in Europe, this is a good one. But yeah, it's really expensive. But I do really like both of them. And another thing is, this is what suet looks like when I get it before I render it. I just wanted people to see that. This is what it looks like before it turns into tallow. So I just cook it down in the crock pot. I chop it all up. It takes about a day. And then the whole herbal infusion also takes about a day.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, and, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Say it, Carrie. What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby. That's what it is.
Okay.
Who comes up with this?
I don't think, and it's not like I'm lying there with little pieces all over my face. It's like,
Who thinks of collecting it and having it for, we'll do something with this someday.
And why didn't we come up with that?
Right. We'd be rich.
And so we call it, I call it the penis facial, and I think when you see how good it is to your face, you too will run to your local facialist and say, give me the penis.